Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 19 of our Timberborn playthrough. If you guys are new to the series, don't worry about it. We'll go through a quick recap. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, in episode 18, we continued to build out our farming district. We got it set up, nice and separated. We got a bunch of district crossings, 3 of them. So we should be transferring stuff pretty well. Our food is in a precarious situation. The water is doing just fine. We got these up and running, and while I was letting them build some of this stuff, we went through a drought, and I actually noticed that these 5 water pumps were able to pump water the entire time through an 8-day drought. So this is gonna end up working pretty well, especially once we get it dynamited out. Obviously, we haven't made much progress on that, but don't worry about it. We just got other things that we are working on these days. Okay, so the beavers are currently getting this efficient mine built, which takes so many resources. It is crazy. 300 logs, 450 gears, and 300 treated planks. That is going to take them a while to build, especially because we're actually going to interrupt their building, and we're going to have them build some soybean farms because our fermenters are ready to go. They got the canola oil. All they need is the soybeans. So let's go ahead. They finished dynamiting out this area, so let's get some soybean up and running. So I'm just going to delete this out. That's old from when we cleared out the trees. And let's get some soybean farms in here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do similar to what we did here. I'm going to do 2 storages for them to store the soybeans. So these will be for raw soybean. Just like that. And man, doesn't fermented soybean just sounds so delicious? Doesn't it? All right, here. Let's make these high priority, and I'm going to lower this down. So that'll be medium high priority, so that we can get these farms up and running. And let's do 2 farms right here, and then let's add some stairs in. So I think we'll add some stairs there and some stairs there. And then if we add these farmhouses in, we kind of zoom out a little bit, you can kind of see the area that they can cover, and I'll probably add a couple more farmhouses maybe over here so that we get just tons of soybean going. So these will both prioritize soybean. One of them will be on harvest. And then we could go ahead and get all of those built as well. And then if we come over here, I think this whole area is going to end up being soybeans. So why don't we come over here? We can actually get rid of this, just so, just to kind of clean up the area. Get rid of this path. Can delete those. Just make sure we got the whole thing. We did. So these farms can kind of reach to about here. And if this whole area is going to be soybean, I think having another couple farms like right in here would probably work pretty well. So why don't we get like 2 farms right here, spin these around, and then similarly we're going to need some stairs down, so maybe we'll just put those right there. Yeah, and these can reach a huge area over here, and then we can go ahead and add in a little bit of storage right here. And what I think I'll do is I will just shift this over. So why don't we get just a single piece of dynamite in there. And then I think I'll put all of this on medium priority, because I just want to get the soybeans up and running for now. We can deal with kind of expanding the production a little bit later once we get our food in a little bit more steady situation. So let's go ahead, we can speed this up, just make sure we got everything prioritized the way that we want it. We do. I'm going to drop this down. That's just so that we can clear out that tree, so we can finish the levee right there. But let's come in here and let's get some soybean planted all through here. So all of this will be soybean, and we'll probably come to like right there for now. That should be good, because until we get this dynamited away, and there's really no much more reason to come down here. But that will be good, and that should give us quite a bit of soybean. up and running. And again, so these storage facilities, if we swing this around, I want these to supply. And you know what? I want the farmhouses built first, because there's really no point in getting the storage built if there's nothing for them to store. Anyway, those are going to be set towards supply. I dynamited out this little area just in between episodes, so I think what we'll do here is let's remove all of this so we can get some storage up here. And what I think I'll do, is this double or triple? I think it's double. We'll get some double dynamite in there. As well as, might as well get the double in there. Get this cleared out, and then that will give us quite a bit of area to put some nice storage buildings. I think that will be good. I think we're going to want to get some platforms in here, so I'm going to get rid of this path. Go ahead and add a scratcher in here. They don't have one of those yet. And then I think I'll just square off this corner right here so that we can put some storage up here. Not really sure what storage we're going to put up here. I might do a large warehouse for the soybean, the raw soybean. Let's see. 1, 2, yeah, we just kind of have a an awkward amount of space here, so that's okay though. So why don't we do, let's see, raw soybean right here. Do I want 2 for raw soybean? Do we need that much raw soybean? Probably not. Probably not if I'm being honest. Just trying to see if there's any way that I could lay this out a little bit better. I don't think so. So let's go raw soybean here, and then fermented soybean right here. We'll just run this path down here. Like so. And then what I could actually do is I could jump over here. Is there a reason to do that? Yeah, it's actually pretty close to a district crossing. So why don't we jump over like that? And then if we go into our well-being, we could throw another scratcher right in there. That would be good. Okay, so that will work. We can dynamite this away. And this, and then we can actually get rid of these. We could throw a little double dynamite right there, might as well, and then we can continue to fill this whole area in with some nice storage, so that will be good. The soybeans are getting planted. How long do these take? 8 days, and they produce 2 soybean. So that will be very good, and they've come back up here to continue working on the mine, which is good, but I do want the storage for the soybean to be set up. And yeah, I have these set to supply. Okay, good. So, our population is starting to recover. So we've got 13 vacancies up here, 34 in Whorl, and then 16 down here. I did map out some more advanced breeding pods. These are going to take metal blocks. I think we'll be okay with the standard ones that we have for now. And then our housing is also kind of a concern. So we're good in Wheelington. We are not so good in Whorl, although it's not a huge issue. We still have 1 vacant bed. But down here in River's Edge, we have 55 homeless beavers, which is not great. It's just not it's not acceptable, you know. So why don't we get? Let's see. We could do 1 house there. Could actually do a series of housing, just like that. That would be good. And then I could actually put some roofs on fairly easily because I already have the platforms here. So why don't we do that? And that's just temporary scaffolding. We will remove it eventually, but why don't we actually do that? And then we could put a rooftop terrace right there for a little bit of well-being. That would be nice. Because I don't think this district has much in the way of well-being these days. Okay, so the other storage is getting done. The mine is on hold. It is coming along, which is good. I don't even know if we have enough gears for it. We do not. But we will. We will, eventually. And then we'll get some housing built, and that should be all good. Okay, I would like to get this dynamite laid, just for reasons. I also finished dynamiting out this riverbed, so now we have a ton of storage, water capacity in this area, and then we'll probably start to move up here and start to dynamite this away. Yeah, I guess we could start on that, because this district isn't really working on much. So why don't we get some stairs down here, and they can actually start to lay some triple dynamite in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let them build these. I don't know if we're going to need stairs, you know what I mean? Or not stairs, paths. And am I going to go through? Yeah, I'm probably going to have to start removing a lot of these platforms, and, you know, I'll probably leave a lot of this stuff and just kind of dynamite around it. But for now, we'll just do something like that, and then they can start to dynamite this area away. Like that, and then this area is going to need double dynamite, and can they reach it all? I think they can. So why don't we do that? And I'm gonna prioritize all this double dynamite to make sure that they can reach it before we go too crazy. And then can they reach all of this? Yes, they can. And can they reach all of this? Yes, they can. Okay, perfect. So they can kind of work on that. And then if we come up to this district, I guess we could start, or I guess continue to dynamite up here. Might as well give them something to work on. So why don't we give them some platforms to get over here? So we'll do something like that. And that should let them get down here. And then if we come over to our dynamite, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. So I guess we'll just keep that pattern going. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. And we'll just start to dynamite that out. That'll be good. It'll give them something to work on. And then similarly, we can come over here, put some stairs down. And then if we come to our dynamite, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. So that will kind of be our corner. And then they can keep dynamiting down there. And that'll give them plenty to work on. It'll keep them busy, which will be good. I think keeping the beavers busy is something that we definitely want. Now, these guys can't really reach down here. That's okay. We do want to get these farms up and running. So let's come through here, make sure that we are prioritized correctly. So we'll dynamite those away, just for the fun of it. And then which one of these is the raw soybean? This one. So let's get that built so that we have somewhere to put the soybean. That should get built fairly quickly. We do have the logs and the planks for it, although we are really hurting on logs. Really hurting. Which, you know, it is what it is. But okay, can they get all of this dynamite laid? No, so this is actually too far. What's the easiest way to reach this? I guess laying a bit of path would probably be the easiest way. So can they reach that now? Yes, they can. Okay. We are getting this dynamite in, so we can go ahead and dynamite that away. Do I want some dynamite over here? Probably not. I'm probably this area right here, so from this storage down this path and including all of this, I'm probably not going to dynamite away. So I'll probably remove like this section right here, and I'll probably dynamite right in there. And that would probably be good. But okay, and we got this dynamite laid now, so we can go ahead and dynamite that away. This is purely just for storage. I don't think I'm going to go through and add floodgates or anything like that. I don't think it's really necessary. I just want to make sure that this area stays fully irrigated throughout the drought. And then I think I can go ahead and remove this path now, because I think all of this can be reached. And then we can throw some triple dynamite in there. We've got tons of dynamite and tons of extract, so we are just fine when it comes to all of that. But okay, so they got that storage done. What do we want to get done now? What do we want to prioritize? I think we want to prioritize all of this to get this farming up and running. I think that would be good. So let's get that built. They'll also come over here and continue to work on the, the mine, most likely. Just because of the, our food. Yikes. That is really, really not good. That food is concerning. I'm really counting on these soybeans. And let's see how many they're going to produce. 6 to 20. That is a pretty good ratio. It's not the best ratio, but considering that the mushrooms just take absolute ages to grow, I think it's fairly good. Considering. And interestingly enough, Burg is struggling to keep a good stockpile of cassava. You know, there's so much cassava over here being stored, and it makes me wonder if I should put some fermenters in to actually ferment some cassava over here. It's actually not a bad idea. Maybe just like 2. You know, nothing crazy, but just like 2 fermenters to work on cassava. Could be good. So if we get something in like that, and these were to work on fermented cassava, that could be good. Maybe we'll eventually just remove the fermenters for the cassava from here altogether. We could plant this with kohlrabi, and we could just, call it a day. Maybe that's what we're going to end up doing. And obviously, should get some shrubs in here. Obviously, let's get all of this up and running, so that we can at least start to ferment. And this is coming along. It's going to require a ton of treated planks, a ton. But okay, so this is going to produce scrap metal. It's also going to consume, so if we go into this, it is going to consume gears, treated planks, and explosives. So we're going to need 4 things of storage down here. We are going to need... You know what? I'm going to get rid of all of this nonsense, and then we'll come at it from a different angle. We could also get rid of this and come at this. That's done, but we can use this for our storage. So we're going to have scrap metal, treated planks, gears, and explosives. So if we just probably just run a path like that. And then this is actually going to fit quite nicely. So we're going to have scrap metal and treated planks, gears, and explosives. So let's get these set up. So gears, explosives, scrap metal, and treated planks. And that should be good. And then we're going to have to, we'll build that after the fact. But okay, so we can dynamite this away. Might as well. Get a double platform in here. And then this was actually supposed to be a levee. Oh, and I don't even know if I can reach this. Let's see. If I delete that, is that too far? Yeah, it is. Excellent. Okay, well, an easy way to fix that is just to throw some stairs in here. So let's throw some stairs right down here. Let's get all of that done. And then we're going to have a medium warehouse right in here. And then this is going to store soybean. I'll probably just put one down here for now with a roof on it. And then this is going to be set to supply. Okay. How are these coming along? 70%. And our food is really struggling, so we really need these up and running. And then I also think that getting these fermenters up and running would be good to produce some cassava. Unfortunately, they're shipping all of the cassava up here. So why don't we just set these to normal? So these will store some cassava. That'd probably be good. And I'm just going to have this empty real quick. I guess if I set this to supply, will the haulers come up here and move this stuff? What if I set it to empty? And then I'm just going to set it to be normal after that. Just as some kind of like overflow. Actually, why don't I just set it to supply and just leave it? Because these should now be normal. So they should fill up. These I'll still leave as on supply because they can either move them over here, in which case they're close to the fermenters, or they can move them up here. Either way is fine by me. Okay. Why don't we drop down the priority on both of these? Because I would love to get that cleared up so I can put that levee back in and reestablish the path. That would be quite good. And then this mine is doing well. It's coming along. But okay, how are these doing? 80%. We're almost there with the soybeans. And then those should come over here. So I guess what we should do, and man, I have everything prioritized to some degree over here. I guess what we should do is probably get this storage up and running for the fermented soybeans so that they can store those. And look at how much canola seed we have stored. Whoa. So I guess that this is enough. Now, granted, they're not consuming any because we're maxed out on oil. But I have a feeling that we're still going to be just fine on canola seed. And we could expand it, you know, a little bit. We could dynamite out some more area, get a little bit more canola seed over here. We might end up doing that, but for now, I think we're just fine. And let's see. These should get up and running, and then we should start to get some fermented cassava going. Let's see how we're doing on the population. Oh, we're doing just fine. Just fine on the population. Although that does mean that we're going to be consuming quite a bit more than we otherwise would. %, on the soybean. We are getting there, and I would love for them to get this built, but I think they're going to actually build the fermenters first, which is okay. And I guess they're going to build the shrub, so we can let them build the shrub. That's fine. So this will help a little bit with the fermented cassava. It'll help supplement it a little bit. And you know what? We might end up just moving the fermented of the cassava down here anyway. You know, that might just be what we end up doing. What we are going to need, though, is a pretty substantial storage facility for the fermented cassava. So why don't we get one in here? I just feel like I'm not being super efficient with this space. Because I could get one here. Why don't I fill this in with platforms, just so that I can kind of lay stuff out and get a better idea of the space that we have here. Oof, you know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to delete these. But is that ridiculous? Kind of want to delete these and start over. Yep, let's do it. Let's pick up all these resources. I don't even know if we can pick all these up, but we will try. And then I'll get rid of this path. I'm going to shift this path back 1. We should be able to pick these up, because I don't think we're maxed out on any of these resources. Maybe planks, but definitely not logs. Maybe planks, but definitely not logs. Okay. So that has been removed now, so we can go ahead and put the levees back in here. Get these on a medium priority, and the soybeans are being harvested, which is great. It's only two soybeans, but that'll be good. We should start to get the fermented soybean going. Unfortunately, we just deleted all the storage for it, which is not the best. And then these are planks. Are all of these planks? Yes, they are. So let's get rid of those. And then let's come back in here. Let's flip these around. Do something like this. I'm going to have both of these set to soybean, raw soybean. Or do I want these set to fermented soybean? Yeah, let's set these to fermented soybean. Let's get those built. And then if we get a large warehouse, we can get one here and one here. And then we can get more large warehouses in like this. Okay. So let's see, what are these going to store? This is going to store raw soybean. And then these will store, yeah, something like that. And then what I could actually do is I could put a path over here with a set of stairs, and then a path here, and then we actually have a bad tide coming in. So I do need to go up there and deal with that. But let's, real quick, I'm going to pause. I'm going to get this storage up and running for now. Okay, so we have a bad tide in here. Let's make sure that we get ready to swap this water over. Once we see the bad water coming down here, because we do not want this nice water storage area to fill up with bad water. So let's get that filled up. Open this up so we can drain that bad water, and that's good. That will work just fine, and these will continue to pump. Oh, we completely forgot to store water. That could be a problem. Now, it shouldn't be, because we have just so much water stored up right now, so we should be just fine. Let's go ahead and pause. Probably just leave 2 running, because we don't have a ton of water stored up. And then over here, similarly, I'll just leave 2 running for now. And that should be good. That should be good. Okay. So are we getting fermented soybean? We are. We are. That's awesome. Now what we need to do is we need to provide these other districts with storage for fermented soybean. So in order to do that, let's see, do we want to keep the cassava production over here? You know, I really don't know. I think long term the answer is probably going to be no. Let's see, if we fill this whole area in with platforms, like that, and now we need to get some storage in here. So, do we want to use these warehouses? Yeah, I think we do, because I think we can do something like this, and then maybe one right there. And then if we come over here to our well-being, we could get in Maybe a scratcher and like a light post. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Although what I could actually do is I could save this space for some stairs to go up. Like this. And what I could actually do is I could put a scratcher in there. And then put a platform there. And then we could put some more storage on top, which could be nice. So let's see. What do we want? We want to store fermented soybean in here. So why don't we get... Do I want to store like all fermented soybean in here? Probably not. That's probably a little excessive. But why don't we get 3 set up for fermented soybean? And then just kind of thinking ahead, why don't we get 2 set up for, I don't know, mangrove fruits? And I think we need to plant mangrove trees to do this, and they have to be partially submerged. Aquatic, this plant must be partially submerged, so we're going to need like 1 tile, probably, of water somewhere for us to do that. And we could create kind of like a little mangrove farm somewhere over here. Could be interesting. But okay. Oh wow, and they've got a lot of dynamite laid over here, which is really good. Can we have them lay doubles in here? We can. So why don't we have them do that? And then I think a single right there is what we want. Yeah, something like that. And then this whole area is going to be singles. I don't think they're going to be able to reach it. They can reach some of it, but this middle section, they're not going to be able to reach. But we can have them lay it all the same. Should be fine. And that will allow our water to continue around here, which will be good. And these should be able to pump throughout this entire bad tide, which should be really good. That should really help us out. But okay. How are we doing on the fermented soybean? We have none. We have none because we don't have enough raw soybean coming in. Which makes me think that we really want these farms up and running. So let's get those built. And they're working on the mine. The mine is good. We definitely need the mine. But right now I am more concerned about the food. So with that being the case, what I think I'll do is I'll probably start to have them dynamite this away. Yeah, something like that. So once they get this, I want them to work on this, and then I'll probably have them start working on the dynamite, I think. So we are getting raw soybean, or fermented soybean stored. We don't have any over here, obviously. And then, do we have any up here? Yeah, we actually do. We have some fermented soybean up here, which is pretty good. And how are we doing on the cassava? The cassava's okay. Kind of eating through this cassava at a fairly decent rate, actually. So I might set one of these. I might set these two to obtain, so we can pull some cassava over here. And I'll just set both of these to supply. That'll be good. Okay. So the soybean is coming along. Let's see how the population's doing. So, 20 vacancies down here, 21 over here. So why don't we send from Wheelington to River's Edge? Send them 20. So now they should be completely filled up. 24 here, 14 up here. Yeah, so we're doing good. And then let's see. Did I select anything for these? No, I didn't. I might as well. So why don't we have corn, eggplant, and algae up here? for the rations. So we'll have corn, eggplant. Why don't I do corn and eggplant right there and then algae right here? We're not going to have those resources for quite a while, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Right here, we could probably get a little well-being going. So why don't we get maybe a couple scratchers, and then maybe a couple of those, couple braziers. Could be nice. And then maybe right here, we will get a beaver statue. That could be good. Okay, cool. So this is working pretty well. See, we need to get this dam built so that these will come over here and work. One will be on harvesting, the other will be on planting. They will prioritize soybean. Okay, so the farms are now built. I want to get the... Well, I guess we want to get the roof built. But then we want to get the mine built, for sure. And the mine is actually pretty much done, which is great. So after the mine is done, I think we will work on getting a little bit more space for this, all this dynamite. And then I think we'll remove that and we'll throw some stairs up here. And then, yeah, we're gonna have to kind of work our way up this way. So we're gonna have to do something like this to be able to get up here and lay all this dynamite. Which is okay. Alright, so the mine is operational with 5 workers. I might drop that down to 4. And I might put this on a medium-high priority. We'll just leave it on medium. And they're on the efficient recipe. So that means that they're going to use gears, treated planks, and explosives to make scrap metal. Make 6. As opposed to the normal recipe, which will only make 3. So we'll put them on this, on the efficient one. That should be good. And it'll be slow going to get scrap metal for now. But eventually it'll kick off, and then we should be doing pretty well. How are we doing on the fermented soybean? We're actually doing pretty decent. We got 100 stored up over here. None in this district yet, which makes sense. But then up here, yeah, we have 10, which is very good. All right. Do we have any water that we can actually send down here? Yeah, we have a little bit. Might as well. 2.5 days left. Might as well top this off. Make sure that we are good to go. I don't want to dynamite this out yet, just because we're not quite there. Yeah, but then we'll shift that back up. We should be just fine. 2 days left. What I honestly might do, might just pause all of those for now. But okay, so if we come down here and we kind of look at how this dynamiting is going, I think we could probably throw a set of stairs down here with a path, maybe. I don't know if we really need it, but probably not a bad idea. And then we could get some dynamite laid through here. And then I actually just realized that I think I'm going to have to rip this whole thing out in order to do the dynamite over here. At minimum, I'm going to have to rip out, like, this section. Just because one tile to pass the water through is probably going to create issues. If I had to guess. Might just fill that in with platforms as well. Just so it looks nice. And then we'll dynamite that out once we're out of this drought. We've got a better water flow going on. Okay, how's the fermented cassava doing down here? It's doing okay. We'll probably need another big storage for some fermented cassava at some point. But right now, I'm just concerned about the soybean. So let's dynamite this away so that they can keep working on the dynamite, and then we can keep adding soybean over here. And then once we get up here, let's just see what we have prioritized. Let's prioritize this section as well as all of this, and I guess those two levees for no real good reason. And then we'll prioritize all of this. So I want the dynamite to get done first. How are they actually getting over here to put these dynamites in? I don't actually know. Unless they're like clipping through the, unless they're like clipping through this, but I don't really think that that's what's going on. And this now has 9 scrap metal. So let's see if we come over here. Does this have any? No. This has 2. And then if we follow the path up here, this has none. And then does this district have any? They have 3. Okay. So the chain is working. The chain is working. 19 vacancies down here, 18 here, 9 up here, now 13. Yeah, so definitely kind of struggling with the population. But these should start to make metal blocks, which means that I want to start replacing these breeding pods. And none of them are particularly advanced, so I'm just going to delete those. And we're going to go with the advanced breeding pods. And what I mean by saying none of them are particularly advanced, none of them were particularly far along in the breeding process. But okay, guys, I think this is going to bring us to the end of this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, definitely consider leaving a like and a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date on this series as well as some of the other ones. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I definitely am enjoying making it. I think we're having a lot of fun, and I appreciate all you guys watching, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. It really helps out the channel. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.